here's what's interesting about Elliot Friedman and the ongoing Mitch Marner situation.
Okay.
Which I get asked about at least once a stream.
What's this?
Don't be surprised if the Marner situation plays out over the next season in Toronto.
God damn it.
The delicate negotiations between player and team for a win-win, with the Leafs seeking a beneficial trade or strategic use of cap space. That's obvious. That's obvious to anybody that knows this. I'm just reading a breakdown of this. There are concerns within the Leafs organization if Marner remains unsigned, and a trade based on emotions like the Kadri trade a few seasons ago, which the Leafs do not want to repeat. They fear Marner could thrive as a great player in a quieter market. By the way, they're right about that. He will thrive wherever he goes. That's what I believe. And here's the quote: "If the contract demands on both sides are crazy, it could lead to a divorce. But on June 2nd, I'm not certain that Marner will be traded."
All right.
Wow.
All right. Who's the GM?
Brad Treliving.
Okay. So he wasn't here when the Kadri trade happened.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Who's the coach?
That would be Craig Berube.
Oh, okay. Well, he wasn't here when the Kadri trade happened. Fire Shanahan? Like immediately, right now? Okay, good. This is why. Okay.
I'm afraid of the fans.
We don't want to do the... Let's just keep... This dude does not manage anything like how he played. Ugh. All right. Here's another year of this shit. Can't wait. Like, here's what I'll say.
The longer the Leafs hang on to Marner, the more his number can go up.
Well, here, how about this? If you're keeping him, I want to know before the season starts. I'm not doing this shit.
You probably are.
I'm not doing this shit.
You probably
No fan has any appetite for this shit.
You're right, but
I don't want to hear about this all year.
You'll be hearing it.
Oh my God. What if it's like the Kadri trade where what?
Were you guys
was Marner
fucked up?
Suspended in back-to-back playoffs, fucking his team,
and then suspended for the new team?
Yeah, and then the year after fucks his new team, and then the next year
they win the cup.
When they win the cup, and he goes nanny boo boo. I didn't fuck my team that pays me millions of dollars this time, right?
And then keep going.
And also, where's the Leafs? Where's the Leafs Mikko Rantanen? Where's the Leafs Nathan McKinnon? Where's the Leafs Cale Makar?
Keep going with Kadri. And then goes to Calgary and underperforms.
Yep. Yep. Like what are you talking about emotional? What are you talking about? Who's emotional?
They had to trade Kadri.
Brad Treliving's emotional? He's been here less than a year. He's emotional. He's been here a year. He's emotional about this Marner trade. Craig Berube is emotional about this. Who's emotional? Emotional who? Guys, use your fucking head. The Kadri trade was using your head. The emotional thing would have been going, no, but I love my Boo Bear. I don't want to keep him. That would have been emotional. I don't care what he's done. I'm going to keep my Boo Bear. I think where the Leafs fucked up with the Kadri trade is making a shitty fucking trade.
You can bring it
Kerfoot and Barry, you stink. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What'd I do?
No, we have the trade, and we're just bringing it up.
Here's the trade.
Yeah, there it's
trade
coming.
stinks.
It's coming. There it is. Oh, there.
This trade is poo butt. Nazem Kadri, Callie Rosen, and a 2020 third-round pick that turned into Jean-Luc Foudy for Tyson Barrie, yuck. Alex Kerfoot, yuck. And a 2026 round pick that turned into Joe Miller. I don't even know if the Leafs still have his rights.
The trade didn't feel that bad at the time.
Well, I think instantly when that trade was made, people were like, great, Tyson Barrie. Alex Kerfoot. Now, there is a real Dubas guy. And that should have been your first.
Does nothing ever.
That should have been. And then people spent the next 4 years trying to explain to us how Kerfoot, and by the way, his big fat contract, he had a big deal. They signed him immediately.
It was 4 years, 3.5. 3.5 per. Yeah, man. Like
crazy money.
Like, dude, it was one of those trades where at the time you're like, okay, they need a defenseman, so that's good. They need a right-handed defenseman, so that's good. And then they took the ice and you went, oh, right. He's a power play quarterback. And they have a guy who scored 20 goals already from the back end. What are they doing?
Yeah. Well, they tried to get TJ Brody.
They tried to get
Brody didn't want to come.
They
wouldn't waive. Oh no, Kadri would.
No, it was Kadri wouldn't go to Calgary.
Wouldn't go, yeah.
Because he wanted to stay. That's how he tells the story, is he had a limited no trade clause. Calgary was one of the teams he said no to. Colorado wasn't on the list, so he got traded to Colorado.
And this is what you do if you're Leafs man.
How are these things remotely related?
Which they didn't do, by the way, at the time. If you're using this as a backdrop, Leafs management, what you do at that time is you go to Nazem and you go, listen, your time in Toronto is done. We're trying to find you a position where, I don't want to be gone here. It really doesn't matter.
No, you got to do right by your guys.
It really doesn't matter what you sit him down and you say, Nazem, it's over. It's over because of A and B. And there has to be consequences for actions, which was the point of making the trade. And the problem is that there have been no consequences for playoff failure. So when we take the Kadri deal, which was made, and in retrospect, a big mistake.
He's the only guy who's ever paid for it.
He's the only guy that's ever paid for it. So
and he got a cup.
It's what blows me away about the Leafs organization. If they don't make this move this summer, it's really just, you know what, guys? We were not creative enough to do something else, so we'll do the same.
All right, so you're moving John.
Well, they can't move John.
All right, well, you're moving Morgan.
But then what happens? So let's say they don't make the trade. So then you're re-signing Mitch Marner, or you're letting him walk to free agency.
And that's my point, Jesse.
What the hell?
If they go into this season with Mitch Marner and they want to try to re-sign him, his number goes up with each passing game because he gets more of the cards the closer we get to the expiry of that contract.
I think it's possible to make an emotional deal, and you don't want to do that. I think it's also, or rather, an emotional decision. You don't want to make an emotional decision. I think it's also possible to make a completely soulless one. And this is that. What are you doing?
That's exactly it. And by the way, $6-7 million a year, whatever Shandy's getting paid, for $3.5-4 million, whatever Treliving's getting paid, you're paid to be soulless.
This is the decision that an AI in NHL 24 would make. Well, this player puts up this amount of points this season, and he stays as good in the regular season as he does in the playoffs. Like, there's no meter for, this guy disappears in game 5, 6, and 7, like in the video games.
Oh, you're saying the AI would stick it out? Because,
the AI would stick it out.
Because they don't understand the context of what actually unfolds.
Yeah, so there you go, MLSE.
Yeah.
There's how much does Brendan Shanahan make versus a Chat GPT subscription? Because you might as well just get that.
I'm looking.
Well, what do you need a president for?
I would also say,
what do you need
Steve,
it for?
To add to that, when people say, "Well, what are they going to get back? What if there was no good trade out there?" Well, then that's their fault. That's their failure. You've got $10 to $11 million wrapped up in Shanny and Treliving alone. If I am a member of the MLSE board, I'd say, "What do you mean?" Then obviously you didn't work hard enough. They make as much together as Mitch Marner does. Are you telling me that doing nothing is okay?
Expectations go down, your phone bill goes up, and one day we'll all die.